What's up? Good afternoon and or good evening, YouTube, Twitch, dual streaming here, trying to be a bit of a content creator. I know you see some COD on the screen. Just speaking to Gen Z or if whatever gen. I know that you guys need something up top and talking head, so I'm trying to do that for you guys. Except it's live. Um, we're gonna be talking about the Raja Jackson incident. I saw so many videos, so many opinions. Everybody's an expert. First, I'm just gonna explain why this is a really, really big deal. Um, First and foremost, this incident addresses so many industries in one go. I mean, this attacked the streaming industry, the wrestling industry, the entertainment industry, you know, parenthood, trust. I mean, I think the list goes on and on. Negligence, irresponsibility, responsibility. I mean, this incident focused on so much that I don't even think any one person's opinion can get it all right. I've watched as many videos as I could in regards to some experts, some other pro MMA, pro boxers, pro wrestlers. Definitely got a chance to look at all that. And I will tell you, everyone is basically like this dude tried to kill Psycho Stu. And then if you try to piece together some of the previous videos, some that were in act, some that were uh, real, and but they didn't know it was real. It was like it was partially scripted, and then it became real. I'm basically talking about the beer can being smashed over Raja's head. Um, First, I think it's important if I tell you guys a little bit about myself. I am not a wrestling fan, but I've never been a wrestling hater. I've never been one of those people to say wrestling is fake. I appreciate the work that they do, the energy that gets put in, the love, the passion. So many of the reasons wrestlers do what they do is for the crowd and for the fans and for the people. I don't think wrestling could have survived without that. So we know wrestling to be a very, people pleasing sport. People try to call it fake. They try to like step up with the times and let me just remove this. It looks a little creepy. So yeah, people try to call wrestling fake. Wrestling stepped it up. They tried to. I remember when I was young, they try to get some blood in there. I mean, they really stepped it up to please the crowd. Uh, I still don't watch them. I remember having friends that watched them. I remember getting stunned as a kid. I remember all that. I remember getting, rock bottomed, stunned, you know, all this stuff. Even wrestling on your bed, like when you're wrestling on your bed, you're trying to pull off all these moves that you see all these cool guys they do. So what I witnessed honestly made my stomach curl. You could tell. I mean, hey, listen, the first left and the first right, okay, cool. You slammed him, you knocked him out. Maybe you didn't know. You slammed him, you knocked him out. Maybe you didn't know. You gave him one right. I mean, the first two that I'm even saying is permissible, it really isn't. Uh, uh, you're not supposed to really punch a wrestler like that. Okay, yeah, he's bigger. That doesn't mean he feels any less pain. That doesn't mean he's not human. This dude is a working man. A lot of these wrestlers they do have a day job. I mean, this is something that I'm finding out as time goes by. They have day jobs, and they try to do this wrestling event for some like extra money. People calling it attempted murder. I don't know about attempted murder. I mean, listen, for something to be attempted murder, and then that's the case that you're gonna bring up, you better be sure, because if you lose that, then that's all you got. I don't know too much about the law, how it works, but I do know that hold on, just gonna yo, you saw the Raja Jackson incident? Yeah. So it was attempted murder. I mean, I don't know. That's that's the headline. That's the headline. It was attempted murder. Do I personally think it was attempted murder? I don't think it was attempted murder. I think it was hold on. I got a dude who's gonna try to murder me. Let me see if I could do something about it. Okay. I think it's important if someone like Joe Rogan chimes in. You're gonna see a whole bunch of these videos start popping up out the woodwork, because like I said, it affects the streaming community, entertainment community, wrestling community, UFC, MMA, just human decency in general. I mean, I don't think anyone's expecting something like this. So, I mean, if you want to see a video, I think one of the most important videos to watch is, what's that guy's name? One of the boxers. And one of the things he said is like, we're gonna have no way to understand anything if we don't understand the law. So what he did was he proceeded to pull up a lot of clips of what seems to be, an agreement on what they're going to be doing. It looks like they're agreeing to, it looks like they didn't agree to the beer can, but Psycho Stu apologized. And I'm gonna be honest, if a dude hit me over the head with a beer can and it was a wrestler, I mean, I've been seeing that since I was a kid. I would be honored if Stone Cold Steve Austin breaks a fucking beer can over my head. That's where you at. I mean, I don't even understand. You even made fun of the dude who brought you for being dressed like a stripper or whatever. So you must understand that these people are literally acting. You must understand, like, you at a wrestling event. I mean, I'm not sure if you saw the GPS where you pulled up. I don't know if you were kidnapped. But, dude, I mean, we got to get serious here. Dude tried to kill me. That dude tried to kill me. He's right here. Oh, good. I think I'm doing all right for someone who can't really focus on the game. I'm giving you a live. Everybody plays these pre-recorded games. Yeah. That's the dude that I killed earlier. He's tight. I don't blame him. So, this dude Raja Jackson made a horrible decision, man. It might have ruined his life. Oh. After the second punch, meaning slammed him on the head, gave him the one, gave him the two, You must have known what was going on after that. This is non-biased. I am not a wrestling fan. Uh, but damn, dude, like, what did that dude? Did the beer? Did the beer can hurt that bad? I mean, like, do you even have a mark on your head? Do you have any type of swelling? I mean, what could have caused someone to do that? I mean, and he's a wrestler, so I'm gonna assume that he knows how to, you know, break that. You ever took karate, or you ever did anything like that? You gotta punch those blocks. If you if you don't hit it hard enough, you're gonna feel the pain. All right, you understand what I'm saying? If you don't hit it hard enough, the force that you punch that piece of wood with is gonna just hover on your fist. That's literally how it works. Wow, there was a dude right there. Let's see if I can do anything. Can't believe it. Wow. Think I have any chance? I'm gonna die right here. By the way, I wish I had a chat. I wish my page was big enough that I had a chat. Because it's my dream one day. And the thing is, I don't even know where to post a video like this. So I figured if I just do it here, you know, it's a little entertainment. I got some followers. I have another channel, but it's kind of weak. It's not weaker than this channel. It's a little bit better than this, but it's weak. It's weak to some degree because it's kind of all over the place. At least this one is like, hey, I told you what the deal was. I'm gonna be playing COD. We're gonna try to talk about this Raja Jackson incident. When he left, you know, if there was no confusion, I mean, if it was all confusion, I don't know how that happened. Why would he leave? Why was he so worked up? Why was he so riled up? What happened that he left like that? That he decided he needed to flatline someone? And then you could watch all the clips that people saying like led up to it. Listen, I don't see anything. I don't see anything that could have led up to that. There was no interaction that was even remotely close to result in that kind of response. I don't think. Listen, you saw the video, right? If you guys are here watching this, that means that you already saw the dad, you saw the video, you saw the dad's response, you saw other wrestlers responding, right? I'm sure. You saw the wrestlers responding, you saw some boxers responding, you saw some streamers responding, right? Asmongold and the Tatum guy. What's his name? Angry Tatum. Guys, also to these big YouTubers, I'm really sorry if I'm saying your names wrong. Like I shouldn't. I don't do any research. I'm making this video straight off of, you know, live emotions. It took me 2 days to like really understand how brutal that video was. Man is missing teeth. He's missing work. He's. I mean, this is. What did you do to this man? What did he do? He embarrassed you a little bit, like a little bit, bro. I can't even imagine if that's the result from that. Like, what if somebody really did some injustice? What kind of response are they gonna get from you? You know, that's something that's important as well. If this beer can or shit talk or whatever this is, I mean, was it shit talk? A little bit more than that. It was a little bit more than that. This guy's gonna try to. Yeah, loser. And I don't understand. Like, that's your dad. This your family. Ain't there some understanding that should be going on? Like, this is what you do. You guys are in entertainment. I mean, I know UFC is fighting, but you're not fighting like in a backyard. You here. You fighting. Now let's talk about the people who saying that's murder. Unfortunately, we can't say that. Unfortunately, we can't say that because there was a huge portion of this that was agreed upon. There was a huge portion that was agreed upon. Can we also talk about something else? Like I said, look, I'm not gonna be out here. I'm not gonna call wrestling fake. Yeah, I'm not calling wrestling fake, but what happened is just uncalled for. Um, I never expected to get kind of like sick to my stomach from watching something like that. But can we talk about the referee? I saw with my own eyes that these referees are fake. The wrestling isn't fake. That's just my life. That's just what you guys just saw is literally it. Look, he has no idea I'm there. He has no idea I'm there, and somehow I got murked. How did that referee do absolutely nothing? He is he oh, let me switch. He is getting full frontal view. He's watching it like, all right, watching this thing. He's getting full view of everything that's going on. Okay, slam. First of all, it's his job to make sure that the slams get done properly. I mean, I could understand that this person never expected a day in his life to have to referee a fight, a real fight in the match, in the cage, in the ring, excuse me. So I could understand. He's also like, oh my god, what's going on? All right, cool. Bang. He's like, saw that shit. Cool, right? We could agree. He saw it. First punch. It's like, hey, that's just not really allowed. But I don't know this kid. Maybe it looks like that. Second one. Boom. Okay. By the second one, that should have flagged the referee to stop the fight. He should have came in, arms, either from behind. You see those referees, they fucking diving in. They dive in the middle of a dude getting knocked out. Like they getting punched themselves and they diving in to save the... Okay, now those are real referees. Obviously, they know the deal. They know that every second matters. They know the deal. But the dude saw the slam. This fake referee, and nobody is talking about the referee. How is no one talking about this referee? Does this referee have a job? Does he have a license to do this? Is he a real referee? Is he just for show? Where was he gonna step in? When was he gonna step in? What did he witness for himself? You mean to tell me that he's seeing all this and nothing went off in his head? Like, hey, something's wrong here. You watching the dude's lips bust open, teeth falling out of his mouth. He's choking on his blood. I mean, yeah, the choking in his blood might have came in a little bit later because he's laying there. First of all, nobody could even care for this man because everyone is doing this pin down of Raja. So nobody could even care for this man. Okay. You, the referee, just watch the slam. Cool. You saw that one right, one left. Cool. I will give you all of that. All of that We just gonna pretend none of that happens. That shit is granted. You didn't know what's going on. We're gonna call everyone responsible, and we're also gonna call everyone irresponsible. Psycho Stu, responsible, irresponsible. Raja Jackson, responsible, irresponsible. The cowboy, the gay cowboy. By the way, no disrespect. You know, we all know who I'm talking about, and I don't think he's gay. I'm just joking. I'm only saying that because Raja said that. Okay, it was part of the evidence. All right. The naked cowboy. I mean, how irresponsible? Irresponsible. I watched the whole video of him denouncing whatever happened. First of all, you gotta. Are you kidding me? You think you could denounce that? You brought homie, and second, like the story is not matching up, because you're saying you had no responsibility for him whatsoever. The video is an hour long, and you in that video you're in there for 7 minutes. And then there were a few times in that podcast, the something fuck, no fucks given podcast or something like that. A few times you slipped up and you said, he's your VIP. He's your VIP. All right. If he's your VIP, why are you also denouncing that you had anything to do with this? He's your VIP. Everyone, the ref, security, all the other wrestlers involved, Raja Jackson, Psycho Stu, everyone is absolutely responsible. They're responsible and irresponsible. That's why this shit is a shit show. It affects the entertainment industry, UFC industry, wrestling industry. Now you have fathers who are looking at this like, you know, I have to defend my son. I gotta be there for my son. I understand Rampage. I saw Rampage's response, and of course, nobody's gonna be happy about it. But look, you already know Rampage can't say whatever he wants. Second, Rampage ain't gonna hold back. That's his reaction. That's his reaction. I mean, like, you gotta think about that. That is his genuine reaction. You saw his face? Man was sad. He was genuinely saddened as a father. I saw it. He was genuinely saddened as a father. He saw another father. You know, you could tell. And listen, this is my take. A lot of y'all might just be like, you know, I didn't see it that way. I saw some of the comments that Rampage Jackson was saying, you know, I got college money for my Asian kids, and I got bail money for my black kids. I don't even know if that's real. That was a comment that I read on that video, on Rampage Jackson's response, where he was like in the bowling alley or whatever that is. And then this other dude was saying like, oh, he's out fucking strippers and he got hoes while his son is going through this. All right. Listen. We're not here to attack character. We're not here to attack people's livelihood, what they do in their day. We can't do all that math. That shit just make no sense. I want to know more about the referee. What was he doing there? I mean, I could have did a better job. I would have recognized in the first, you could have caught me on a still, the first few hits. You would have seen me like, and then you would have seen me, listen, I don't care how strong Raja Jackson is. He would have caught the shoulder. He would have caught the shoulder. I would have juggernauted him the fuck off, Psycho Stu. He would have probably fucked me up. He probably would have fucked me up. But I would have gave him bang, straight shoulder. Bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? You trying to kill the dude? No, they waited till the dude was almost dead. Nobody's talking about the ref. Nobody is talking how this ref was able to stand 3 feet from these guys, hearing the blow, witnessing the blow. Bro, the floor, first of all, that don't look like a regular WWF, WWE floor. All right, I didn't see a single spring in that bitch. The slam looked hard, and as well as the fucking how would you even call that? The rebound, you remember when Bane was punching Batman when Batman's head was on the floor. When he crushed his fucking mask. All right, that's the scene I'm talking about. That's what I witnessed. I witnessed that floor not budge. The floor did not budge. That man's skull was getting fucking punched in. Poor man. Like, remember, not pro wrestler. I mean, he's a pro wrestler. Not to disrespect you, Psycho Stu. You are a pro wrestler. But, you know, he's a veteran. He's a veteran. You know, veterans come with the respect card. You give respect. You know, you don't hurt these people. You let these people hurt you. Let the vets hurt you. We're young. We young. We'll recover. I'll recover from the fucking... First of all, it would have been an honor to get hit over the head with a fucking beer can. Honor. But, no. It was completely taken out of context to the point where you almost try to murder this man. I wish I saw something else. It took me a few days to relieve myself of the stomach turning. I saw the video and I promise you my stomach was turning. I was angry. I couldn't even function. I was in my apartment and I wasn't even in a good mood. I didn't want to speak to anyone. You know, I'm over here living my life. I have my girlfriend with me. I have my girls with me, my dogs, and I didn't feel like doing anything. That shit was so disturbing. I did not feel like doing anything. Honestly, I was a little frozen. I was like, there's no way this happened on national television. Just like, I mean, it's not national television. It's, you know, it's UFC FC. So it's streamed. It is television. But, you know, this wasn't supposed to be as big as it was supposed to be. You know, we saw, who was his name? IShowSpeed. You know, they fucked him up. Like, they fucked him up. Okay, now comes the second part of the conversation. IShowSpeed is a streamer. IShowSpeed is a streamer. Regardless of his size, regardless of how much muscle he has or how big he is or whatever, IShowSpeed is a streamer. He will always come at it with the streaming mentality, right? You know, Kai Cenat, IShowSpeed, you know, any of these streamers, they're gonna come at it from a streaming mentality. But what do we have here? We have a trained MMA UFC fighter who has already fought some matches. Like, this is not just a regular dude, and it don't matter. IShowSpeed, if you could have been the trained UFC fighter, you know, there are some responsibilities. People need to watch out. People need to watch out. To the people who are legally responsible, like who worked in all these contracts, who did all this? Nobody's taking any kind of blame. And you know what's even sadder? Not only is no one taking blame, this dude, I gotta get his name, the cowboy, Sam, the cowboy, man, he went on this podcast, and I think he really shot himself in the foot. But not because of his intention. His intention was pure. Hey, I'm a working man. You guys just destroyed my name. A lot of this stuff is untrue. Boss, this situation, by boss, I mean the cowboy. This situation was so big and so unreal. What you did was the stupidest thing in the world. You should have immediately gotten a lawyer. You had some dude, you know, he's probably a familiar face, probably someone well known in the community, probably someone who did a lot. Bro, you did a podcast with that dude. You needed a lawyer. Are you crazy? What you did was called crazy. You let your emotions get the best of you. You went on live. You went live and you spoke your heart. You said how you were adopted, how you were real, and this is you were talking to. We're not talking to the character no more, bro. You had everything right. You had to keep your mouth shut, let everything pan out. That's all you had to do. You had to let the legal proceedings take its course. We even got other things to talk about. This thing, like I said, streamer, wrestling, MMA, entertainment industry, parenthood, and rich and poor. That's right. This conversation is now talking about how privileged rich people are and what poor people have to go through. Hey, listen, if we're gonna be doing that, you bringing up a whole nother conversation. I read some comments talking about, hey, back in high school, you know, I did something only 5% as bad, and I spent a whole year in jail, and this dude Raja gets to walk free, bro. That is the whole point. That is the whole point. Is that if you can bail yourself out, why would you not bail yourself out? If you're a father and your son did some bullshit, first of all, you as a father, you don't even know what's going on. I'm pretty sure that he's just as confused as we are. People like, oh, he egged them on, he called them a bitch. Bro, that is their relationship. That is literally their relationship. That is how they operate. They've been operating like that, right? Rajan is like, I believe he's 25. You think now you're gonna start penny pinching on what Rampage was saying? No. It don't matter what he egged them on. Listen, they're on stream. They gotta say hot shit. They gotta stay relevant. They gotta stay hot. That's just side. That's just like side duties that you gotta do. You gotta stay hot. You gotta stay relevant. Like I said, side duties. I think it's over for us. Good try, homie. Good try, homie. He not gonna play with me. Ref is at fault. Raja's at fault. Psycho Stu is at fault. The Young Cowboy is at fault. The promoter is at fault. The venue is at fault. We haven't even seen Kick say anything about this. He was live streaming on Kick when this happened. He was live streaming on Kick. They haven't banned him. If he actually attempted to murder someone live, he wouldn't be here. He wouldn't be streaming. I believe he's streaming right now. I believe he's streaming right now. I believe he was streaming as he left the event. I'm gonna say something else that other streamers and influencers and specialists even have said. The way the legal proceeding is gonna go is gonna determine everything, because there are portions of it where we don't know if they're acting. There are portions of it we don't know if they're for real. The info is getting mixed up, because if we listen to the cowboy was like, I had nothing to do with this. But then we see clips where he looks like he has something to do with it, and then even that part, he's saying, guys, even this part was like planned, it was scripted, I was doing the play, I was playing the part. So even the parts that we think are true, that look like that behind the scenes type shit, like, yo, look, he did this, he did that, bro, that's all fucking an act. The cowboy, his education level really shows. You know, when shit hits the fan, you kind of resort to your primal form, and he went straight to like the blocky in him. You know, like, yo, I'm from the block, now you talking to me, I'm Jenny from the block. He didn't need to do that. He needed a fucking lawyer. He needed a lawyer to clean his name, not to flex on this live stream, and let people know this the real me you talking to. You know, I ain't scared no more, homie. You done fudged up, bro. You let your emotions get the best of you. Why are you not lawyered up? Why are you not preparing to sue for defamation? That's all you should be concerned about. You lost your job. Your name is getting dragged across social media. Your name is getting dragged across social media, bro. So just explain that to me. Your name is getting dragged on social media. So this is what you thought you could do, is respond to social media with social media? First of all, you did it like the next day or 2 days later. Bro, it's hot. It's hot. Nobody wants to hear your opinion. Right now, you know what effect you're going through? They see your face, they don't like you. That's that motherfucker. That's that dude. Bro, right now, you're that dude. You're that dude right now. You can't defend yourself while you're that dude. First, you gotta let the time go. You gotta, let the dude disappear. I'm saying this like I'm some goddamn expert on damage control. But I'm telling you right now, he jumped the gun too early, too unprofessionally. And if you go watch it. It's on some podcast called like Fuck Your Life or Fuck You Mean. Or The Fuck Is Up. I don't know, something like that. Go watch it. Watch that. Watch some of the pro boxers who chimed in. Watch Rampage's response. He was absolutely saddened. He didn't hide it at all. He wasn't laughing. But he also knows his son fucked up. His son fucked up bad. His son fucked up bad. And, as a father, I'm not a father, but if I, as a father, that what you're going to do, you got to defend your kid. So we going to take Rampage the fuck out of this right now, because we all know he's just a dad. Right? Like, he in this situation, he was not involved. People trying to say he was egging on his son. Bro, he was not involved. He's the dad. He's involved now as a father. He's involved now as a father, and call me fucking crazy. I saw it in his response. He's also understanding from father to father. He also understands from one working man to another working man. I saw that. He said he would want to apologize to him, have a one-on-one conversation, speak to him. Bro, your son is 25 years old. The only reason you want to do that is because you feel for him as an older man and as a father. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry my son took you out of work. I'm sorry my son inflicted grave bodily harm onto you. Anyone would sympathize with that. Anyone in the right brain. So we're going to take Rampage Jackson and we're going to remove him from this scenario, because listen, when I get into trouble, you got to deal with it yourself. You got to deal with it yourself. Your family can be there to support you. But you always got to deal with it by yourself. Right? That's just the way shit rolls. So his dad's there to support him, but those actions that he did, the way people gonna feel about him, Raja got to carry that by himself. His dad cannot literally go and take those feelings away from people. And he an up and coming star. Listen, when I saw this video, I thought Raja was an absolute animal. I thought, oh my God, lock this animal up. But then you know what? I gave it a second. I swear, I gave it a second. and I said, you know what? Let me watch some videos before I start coming up with my own conclusions. And I saw some other people that said, hey, he's normally a very respectable young man. Very nice, very respectable young man. So I got to take that into consideration, because I too am a very nice, very respectable young man. But I also fuck up. People make mistakes. I don't know about the level that that mistake went down, but people fuck up, no? Let me take this guy at the sky. Didn't happen. So all in all, very sad. Very sad. I mean, listen, I know this video is gonna get no views, but if you have any comments, if you have any questions, if you disagree with my take, I don't even know if I had a take. I think my whole take was non-biased. You know, not taking no sides here. Not a wrestling fan, not a UFC fan, not a streamer fan. I mean, like, I am none of the above. Nice. I am none of the above. I saw what I saw. I try to make some conclusions off of that. I literally did as much research as I could. Yeah, there are some clear faults on Raja Jackson, but it ain't everything. And I don't care if it's 1%, 2%, 5%. We need to find out who else was at fault for this event. Who else should take the blame? I ain't never hear nothing about the referee. I didn't hear nothing about anyone else, any kind of accountability, but just Raja, just Psycho Stu, just this the naked cowboy, and last but not least, Rampage. Everyone's gonna use Rampage. Listen, I don't have a thumbnail. I don't have a thumbnail of Joe Rogan or Rampage or Raja or Psycho Stu. These people, they know how to get your views. I'm just giving you a non-biased opinion. It's fucked up, but I think some other people fucked up too, and we gotta find out who these people are. Can't just hear about how the WWE or WWF, whichever one is the big one right now, how they cut ties with Rashiki's, you know. Yeah, I needed that. No, know how I'm getting away with a lot of these murders. I'm talking about COD murders. So we need to know. Everybody, you know, like, listen, you can't go by what you see. As hard and gut-wrenching as it is, you can't go by what you see. Too many of it, and too much misunderstanding. You could get your licks in, you could get your receipt in. You talking to a MMA pro, and you telling him to, you know, go to town on this man, and the man is thinking like, yeah, go to town on me. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this could have turned into something like this. I do hope, you know, a lot of people wishing bad on Raja. Listen, you know, it'd be great to see some kind of resolution. It'd be great to see some kind of resolution with Psycho Stu, Raja. It'd be great to see Raja spend, you know, do some community service, you know, maybe some anger management, because it looked like anger was one of the things, you know, maybe some maybe some anger management. I mean, who knows? But I think we could all agree that, you know, I don't think he should get away scot-free. Now let's go back to the rich versus poor situation. We cannot start penny counting who has bail money and who doesn't. That's just not how this works. That is not how any of this works. None of this works that way. Whatever the crime is, comes up with a certain bond, and then you can either meet that bond or not. And you know, obviously, you request if there's a flight risk involved or anything like that. Homie just bought me back. Homie just bought me back. Question is, will they leave? Will they leave, or will they give me the opportunity to buy them both? I'm fucked. Rich versus poor. Rich versus poor. Dude, you know how it is. If you have the bail money, you cannot penalize someone for having bail money. It is not rich versus poor. If you can bail yourself out, that's the justice system. That's how it works. It's always been like that. There are always gonna be. I've been locked up before. I've watched people get bailed out when I couldn't get bailed out, and then I've also been in a situation where I was bailed out. That don't make or break any situation. Financial situations do not make or break a criminal. It doesn't make anyone more empowering. I'm sure Raja didn't walk around like, hey, I got a certain amount of, you know, my dad comes from this, so I could fuck up a certain amount. I don't think that ever happened. I don't think that ever happened, man. I think these kinds of things happen very fast, a little too fast for some young people, myself included. We could all get in trouble like that, right? We could all get in trouble. We could all have that one moment where you feel like everything got taken away. We still don't understand the full repercussions for Raja at this point. And we are not the judge, jury, and executioner. There are people who get paid for that. What? No. Get this fan on right here. Oh, I got some water here. I don't think y'all want to hear about this no more, right? 48 minutes. Anyway, that's my take while playing some COD. That's my take. I'll probably end the stream here because shit ain't gonna happen to it anyway. It was completely unrelated to COD. I don't know why I did it like this. I did it like this. It was great practice.